Today we will be studying in your module 5. You have Balaji Raghavan versus Union of India. You will be I will be doing a little bit of analysis of it. Um, I don't wish to do a complete analysis because of the very fact that these are the only two questions that can be given in your exam for this module. So if I do the whole analysis, then I will never know how you analyze the entire case. Before analyzing the case, let's go into what is it talking about, what are the basic features that it discusses. There's a discussion of Article 18 in the case, abolition of titles. So no title, in case it's not military or academic, shall be conferred by the state. Prior to this, there were several titles of nobility and lordship that were given to even Indians by the British, which was supposed to be discontinued post-independence. No citizen of India shall accept any title from any foreign state. No person who is not a citizen of India shall, while he holds any office or profit or trust under the state, accept without the consent of the President any title from a foreign state. No person holding any office of profit or trust under the state shall, without the consent of the President, accept any present, emolument or office of any kind from or under any foreign state. When we say foreign state, we actually mean a foreign country. I wasn't sure whether this distinction was clear to you or not. Basically, abolition of titles is for creation of more secularism and equality, and so no foreign titles also will be taken up, and the state shall not confer any other title. So the case is whether all these national awards that are given, aren't these the very titles that have been abolished by Article 18? So what is the entire object of Article 18? It's the application of the principle of democratic equality. It seeks to prevent the power to confer the title being abused for corrupting public life. Also to create rift between the haves and the have-nots, and to create unnecessary sociological concepts of a superior class. To maintain that state stands to prevent the growth of any nobility in India. So to go back to an undemocratic system where there does exist a nobility. To promote equality of status as envisaged in the preamble of the Constitution. So to uphold the Constitution of India, these are the prerogatives and the objectives with which Article 18, abolition of titles, deals with. What happens in the case Article 18 is violated? Receiving a title by a person is violation of a prohibition. It's a violation, but it's not an offense. Such prohibition can be enforced against the state by a person by a writ under the Constitution, filing a writ under the Constitution. Remedy is available only for the enforcement of rights conferred by the Constitution. So the entire idea of Balaji Raghavan versus Union of India is to judge the constitutionality of Bharat Ratna Awards. 1954 was the introduction of decorations in the form of medals, Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri. The awards are for exceptional services towards the advancement of art, literature and science, and in recognition of public service of highest order. The government clarified that the said civilian awards shall not be used as suffixes or prefixes to the name of awardees so as to give them the appearance of titles. There is strict injunction against using these as titular forms of introducing these personalities. However, it was noticed that the awards were misused by the awardees by using the awards as titles qualifying their names. For example, in the army you have SM, VSM, and these are used as titles after the name of the said individual is written or spoken. So even these titles were being used by people as their qualifying name. In the light of the events of misuse of national awards, the constitutionality of the awards was challenged as violative of Article 18 of the Constitution. A petition was filed under Article 226 of the Constitution in High Court of Madras by Balaji Raghavan, speaking by way of a writ of mandamus to prevent the Union of India from conferring any of the national awards. So the writ is petitioned asking or requesting, pleading the Union of India to stop conference of these national awards. The issue went to the Honorable Supreme Court, and the issue was whether the awards Bharat Ratna, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri, these national awards, are titles within the meaning of Article 18(1) of the Constitution of India. So the entire judgment is central to this concept, whether these awards are they titles enclosed within Article 18 of the Constitution or not. Let's look at the contentions between the petitioner and the respondent. Petitioner: the terms title and distinction has not been defined in the article. Respondent: ordinary meaning of title is honor, rank, function or office in which there is a distinctive appellation. Petitioner: the national awards make distinction according to rank. Hence, the conferment is violative of Article 14. Respondent: Article 18(1) seeks to interdict titles of nobility such as Maharaja, Nawab, etc. Interdict. Okay. To interdict is to prohibit, and Article 18 prohibits titles such as Maharaja, Nawab, etc. So these are not those titles. Petitioner: recipients following the practice of appending the title awards to their names as their title. So the petitioner is saying that the names of these individuals on whom these titles are conferred then use these titles as a part of their name. Next, petitioner: no objective or guidelines provided for the selection of recipients. See, the idea behind their selection is very subjective. Therefore, there is no criteria on the basis of how these awards are conferred to these individuals. National awards do not confer titles of nobility, cannot be prefixed or suffixed, hence not prohibited. Awards had degenerated, petitioner: awards had degenerated to rewards to those who serve the political ends of the government. The word title in Article 18(1) is used in an expansive sense to include awards, distinctions, orders, decorations or titles of any sort whatsoever except military and academic distinction. So the word title is of a very broad bandwidth, and it does not specify in specific what titles are being referred to, and this very area of openness of the law has been exploited by national award givers to give awards to those who serve their political ends of the government. The respondent's side is various republican and socialist nations follow the practice of conferring awards by meritorious services rendered by the citizens, and therefore there is no charter of or a list or an appendage as to how these recipients are selected. Unprecedented help or charity in social sector can also evoke the conferring of such titles. So it's a very healthy debate, and I have a PPT on the debate which is from which I am teaching, as well as an article on law and morality which we will be doing in the next class. So we will be ending this PPT in 2 or 3 lectures, and then we will be going to the next case. Till then, please go over the case brief as much as possible, take out points of contentions and critically apprise them.